Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you to a new series of Out of the Park Baseball 18. So we had a poll on Twitter, and the winner, by a pretty substantial margin, were the Negro Leagues, which were added newly to Out of the Park Baseball 18. For those of you who aren't familiar with them, basically since the late 19th century up until 1947, when Jackie Robinson became the first African-American player in the major leagues, there were no black players of any kind permitted in Major League Baseball. And there's lots of reasons for that. If you want to learn more about them, I suggest there's an excellent book called Only the Ball Was White that talks about the history of the Negro Leagues. I Had a Hammer, Hank Aaron's biography is really, really good too. And those are just two books off the top of my mind that are a good place to go if you want to learn more about the history of the Negro Leagues. We're going to be starting with 1920, and I wanted you guys to see all the settings. We're actually going to turn off, challenge mode. And this is so that I can look at some of the settings because I don't know how the Negro Leagues worked. And so that'll be an important thing to use here. We're going to pick Dead Ball Era, 1920. Import the real minor leagues. Player ratings for career play is fine. We will hit next step, and this should let us choose the leagues we want to add. So when the Negro League started is a little bit fuzzy, because there were Negro League teams before there was a Negro League. But roughly 1920 is the start of the league. And it actually continued past 1947. I believe the last Negro League season was like in the 1960s. So I don't know if the game is going to stop us when the real life Negro Leagues ended or if it's going to let us continue. But that would be an awful lot of people. Now, I have a plan. The reason we're importing the minor league players is because I'd like to do a barnstorming game at the end of every season where the best team... Well, we'll leave it at that. Please use talent ratings and the OOTP development engine. Automatically expand. Expansion draft is fine. Financial settings is fine. We're going to do 20 to 80 and 20 to 80 there. This is all fine. Do make the ratings relative to the currently selected league. That's really important. We are going to pick the Negro National League. Detroit Stars. We will call this of Indian NNL. Please autosave once a month. I will be GM and manager. Right. So we're going to have 3 leagues at the beginning. We're going to have AA, we're going to have the majors, and then we're going to have the Negro National League. It looks like we're going to start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams. That'll make scheduling odd. Giant's a very popular name, it seems. Let's start the game. But yeah, I don't know anything about how many games are in the league. I don't know anything about, or how many games are in a season. I don't know anything about how they do free agency, how they do the draft, or any of that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what we do here. Okay, they want us to reach the playoffs, upgrade a third base, acquire a hometown player, and build a team that can bring a championship home in the next 2 seasons. Right, so let's take a quick peek at the settings for the league. So there's just one division, okay. Rules. The other roster rules from Parent League apply. Oh, we're considered part of Major League Baseball in a certain sense, which means we'll probably still have the reserve clause. Oh, we don't have financials. Okay. Right. So, I think we'll just leave these in here. If anyone can think of a good name for these, that would be pretty cool. There is no All-Star game. Okay. Alright, that's fine. So that means we get 162 games, or if we only get... Well, let's look at our team. We definitely need to change some other settings here. I don't like the star system. I never have. 20 to 80 increments of 5. 20 to 80 increments of 5. The rest of this we'll leave. No, display all ratings relative to the Negro National League. Because we don't care how good they are compared to the majors. We do, in a certain sense, but for our purposes, it's not that important. And then do include AI evaluation, not just pure ratings. All that looks good. Online league, we're not doing that. And then we can't look at most of this stuff because we're technically considered a parent of the Major League. So we'll take a very quick look at the Major League financials. I'm pretty sure we have the reserve clause at this point in history. Color barrier is enabled. That makes sense. It doesn't look like it's telling us. That's not super helpful. I want to see what the financials are for the major leagues. Unless I just don't pay them money, maybe they'll work for free. That's problematic. Okay, here we go. Reserve clause error rules. So, this is how the reserve clause error worked, because we haven't seen this in Major League Baseball in the previous seasons. Before free agency, which I believe began in 1972, 73, something like that, teams owned a reserve clause on all of their players, which meant a player could not leave his team unless he was traded or the team cut him. You had a perpetual 1-year contract with the team. Now, this was good for fans. If you really like to pull a name out of a hat, Christy Mathewson, you could sit down, you could watch the New York Giants, and you get to see him every single year. At the end of his career, John McGraw traded Mathewson to the Cincinnati Reds so he could be a manager, because Christy Mathewson wanted to be a manager, and that was a very kind thing of him to do. Or Babe Ruth, or any other player you can think of from probably before the 1970s, the reserve clause kept them on their team. And only teams could decide to get rid of players. This changed much later on, but what this means is it means we won't really have free agency. And the free agency we have won't be very good. Because it's only going to be players that are really, really bad. So, this is if we even have free agency at all, and we may not. So I don't know how we'd actually add new players. There might be a draft. I don't know for sure. Okay. So this is what we're looking at for a team. We have an active roster of 20 players, and we have a reserve roster of 8 players. Some of these are actually pre-generated. They're not actual real players. Like a ball player Green, and ball player Carter, and ball player Brown. These are not real players. One of the cool things playing Historical League is you can click on real-life stats and see how good a player was in real life. And he had a very short career, but it was a very good career while he had it. So let's look at an older player. I don't know why I generated us a 54-year-old catcher, but sure. There's not that many 50-year-olds playing in the Negro Leagues. Satchel Paige excluded, of course. I'm just trying to figure out how many games there are in a season. Because that'll tell us... This is a really good player, actually. I'm actually pretty excited about him. We do have our own Hall of Fame, but no one is there yet. Oh, a lot of them are Hispanic or Cuban. So, if you were a light-skinned Cuban, you could play in the major leagues, and a lot of them did. But if you were dark-skinned, the color barrier typically worked against you, and you would not, in fact, get to play. Which is, unfortunate, but we're playing this to see how people would have done. So let's see. How long is our baseball season? Yeah, the baseball season ends in July. Okay. So here's what that means for us. We're actually going to be playing more than one season in each episode, because each episode is only going to take about 80 games. And since we're playing with the longer ones anyway, I think this makes very good sense. So, we have 11 pitchers and we have 13 players. Don't make me rebuild this stuff. Okay, good. So we don't need as many backups because we don't have as many players to worry about. There's not as many games, so backups are a little bit less important. So who has definitely got himself a spot on this roster? Who might we want to look to replace? Let's look at our team home. Let's look at our roster screen. We've got one player who's got quite a bit of potential, and we've got a few other players who are a little bit less exciting. Fred Wong could be a really good player, but he's only 22 and he's never played in the majors yet. Not the major Negro Leagues anyway. Now, we could go to someone like Moore here, because Moore is clearly not as good as Long. Let's do it, and that way we'll open up a roster spot for Fred Long here, and then Long can learn how to play the game. We have a couple relief pitchers that are sort of interesting. But we're in an era where it's not that important. Oh, they're allowing starting pitchers in relief. I see. Okay, so let's begin by clearing the staff. We're actually going to say no to the idea of using starting pitchers in relief. Bill Gatewood is clearly the best pitcher we got. I don't think there's anyone who would dispute that. Although, Holland is actually... they're different. One's not necessarily better than the other, but they are different. Wade Johnston, Webster McDonald, Gunboat Thompson. And then we have Cooper, and Cooper will take the stopper role. 7th and close game. And then you're going to be my middle reliever with a long relief secondary role. We're going to try to milk every inning we can out of our pitchers. And you'll notice here we actually have a few other players who could actually pitch if we needed them to. We have to take them out of the starting lineup. So this is something to keep in mind. I mean, Jimmy Lyons is an amazing hitter. Am I going to waste time by making him a pitcher? No. He wouldn't be that good a pitcher to begin with. So let's put together our lineups. And we will, as usual, do all of this ourselves. Okay. Mac Eccleston is pretty clearly the ideal catcher here. And ball player Smith can be a backup, although we're not going to need one really. Bruce Petway is kind of a bad first baseman. He doesn't hit very hard. He's got to be a really good defensive first baseman to be getting the kind of rankings he is. He's a pretty terrible hitter. Why is he ranked 45 out of 4? Are we just not very good at first base? I don't know. Let's look at fielding ratings. Oh, I didn't make one for fielding ratings, did I? Let's create a view for that really quickly. Clear all that. Yeah, here we go. This is a really handy view to have if you're creating your own game, because it lets you see at a glance who's really good at which positions. I'm actually surprised I didn't have this already. There we go. Okay. And let's get the age in there too. Age is always important. Always. And then we will save this as fielding ratings. I could play Edgar Wesley at first base, and he's clearly better. Let's move him to first base, and we'll actually play him at first base. Because Petway is just not very good. He can back up, though. Willie Green is fine. Alonzo Longwear. Bill Riggins. Jimmy Lyons. Pete Hill can Pete Hill hit at all? Something tells me he probably can't. Not really. Oh, I take that back. Hill's actually got really good power, so he's definitely going to be our center fielder. And then we'll put in Charlie Hill in right field. I want Bruce Long getting plenty of playing time at all positions because he's going to be a standout for the team in the future. Do you have any interesting minor league? No, we just have catchers and pitchers. We don't have any really. Let's take a look at free agents. Yeah, we have exactly 2 that we can choose. Oh, it's because my filter's on. Get rid of the filter. Angel Aragon. That's not that thrilling. I would like a better shortstop if we can get one. You're actually a really good shortstop. You can't play position, though. It'll be fine for now. In the dead ball era, I'll be honest with you, most fielders in most leagues weren't very good. And this is true both the major leagues and the Negro leagues. Only later on did defense become a major component. We need to, now that the depth chart is set, we'll put Long in as a pinch hitter. We'll put Petway in as a pinch hitter. We'll put Moore as a pinch hitter, and we'll put Riggins as a pinch hitter. We need to get better up the middle, and I hope that will happen in the not-too-distant future. Right, let's copy this depth chart, because I'm not going to really bother with lefty-righty stuff at the moment. We don't have enough bench talent to spend too much of our time on that. At least in my opinion, we don't. Okay, who's got the best eye on the team? because we want that person to be a leadoff hitter if possible. Lyons is the best pure hitter, but Hill is almost certainly our best leadoff hitter. And it's really good to have that amount of pop. Willie Green can hit second. Lyons will be our number 3 hitter. Wesley will bat cleanup. Our number 5 hitter will be Charlie Hill. Charlie Hill. And then I like Riggins, Eccleston, and Longwear batting last. That's actually a good lineup. I think that'll serve us well, at least here in the beginning. And then pure speed. Yep, more pinch running. And Moore's really going to be our dedicated pinch runner, which is fine. You'll notice we have a lot more options for how far we can sim. This is, again, intentional. This is to give you a lot more options. You can sim through seasons much, much quicker, in other words. So, I think we've got our pitching staff set up, and we'll try this as an experiment. If it turns out this isn't enough relief help, we'll make some adjustments to the roster. Real life stats. You had a pretty good career. Yeah, I think there's like 70 games this season, so we'll go ahead and sim up to opening day. You'll notice things will go a lot faster. This is intentional. Because there's far fewer teams, and there's none of the international leagues. Kansas City Monarchs prospect Adobe Moore. How good was he in real life? That's a good player. He had himself a pretty solid career. That's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. I need to turn off the stupid scouting feature. Oh, there's no scouting. Or player development. Well, that's just ducky. Everything just vanished. Okay. Let's save the game before we start. And we're going to start by just playing 1 week and seeing what happens. This is still the early dead ball era, which means our starter should be expected to pitch quite a few innings. Damn, that went fast. He wants me to reach the playoffs. Marshall, so far nobody for me. He's an old ham. Who wants that? No one does. Very good. He's having himself a very fine season. 3 homers already. Let's keep that going. Like, brr, week done. Ooh, nice work, Bill Holland. So right now we are first in the league. We've won 8, lost only 2. We'll go till the next month, and then we'll take a quick look at the team and see if there's any changes we need to make. Oh, good day, Willie Green. Good game. If we look at the standings, we have 2 of the league leaders in home runs. We do have a lot of power. Lyons is number 2 behind Koke Alexander. Bill Holland, very fine season so far. Yeah, we've won 10 straight and 11 of 12, and 11 in a row. Let's see. We're first in the league in virtually everything but stolen bases. I'd say that's pretty damn good. We're not seeing a lot of innings for our for our bullpen. And I expect that. This is still the 1920s. Pitchers are expected to pitch, 9 innings to start. And if we look at our innings stats, so 4 starts, 35 innings. How many complete games is that? Do I not have complete games on the screen? I don't think I have complete games. I think we need to add that. It's going to be really important given... Oh, I have complete games. I just don't have complete game percentage. Yeah, here we go. All of them, 3 of them, and only these 2 guys here toward the back are having... Not that, but yeah. 4 complete games. This is what we expect in this era. Conversely, it's going to be super important to have a really good pitching staff. And we're going to devote a lot of time to trying to find said players. There's Jimmy Lyons having a very fine season. It's hard for me to feel too excited about how our team's doing because it's not really my doing. This is the team I inherited. We do need middle infield help. If we could get some of that, I would be delighted. We don't know for sure when Riggins will come back. He's still got to play, though. Gaywood gets himself a shutout. Ooh, we've fallen behind. Is anyone not pulling their weight? Hill isn't doing great, but the only ones who are objectively bad are Eggleston and Riggins. Actually, the bottom third of our lineup is just not very good. And there's not a whole lot I can do about that. There's a little I can do, but not much. Alright. Is there anyone interesting we can pick up on free agency? There's a first baseman. If we're going to get a free agent, we should have gotten one earlier. Didn't think of it. One of our biggest challenges is going to be how to get better players. We can't even trade. So then how the shit am I supposed to get better players? Is trading seriously disabled? I mean, I know we're technically... Oh, we can actually buy. I see. We can actually buy a player. Negro League rules. I wish you would tell me what that freaking meant. That would be very helpful to me. Not ball player Smith. He's the key to our victory this season. I don't know who he is, but that's fine. Another outstanding season for Wesley. We didn't really get Batter of the Month, but he is hitting 400, and it's kind of hard to disagree with that being a serious thing there. Let's go... He wants an improvement for third base. I don't have a hometown player. I genuinely don't have a way to bring in more talent. Oh, this is not good. So we can go ahead and put you out. But I don't have an outfielder. I have a catcher, and that's it. And I can't trade. We're just going to have to play a man short. And Long, my buddy, you're going to get your chance to prove you belong. Pun intended? Absolutely. 100% I feel comfortable in saying that I intended every bit of that pun. If you don't like it, deal with it. And let's continue. Six weeks for Hill? Damn it. This is actually really bad. We don't have outfielders. I guess Riggins is the new starting center fielder. And Riggins isn't a very good hitter, but I don't have anywhere else to put him, so I hope we'll be okay. Alright, we can have Charlie Hill back. This is good. I'm going to let Long get some more playing time for right now. So we'll go ahead and we'll put Hill in. Can you play center? Can play it badly. Well, we'll put Hill in at right field as a backup. I want to give Long a chance to see how he can play. We can't stop for you. This is surprisingly difficult because I don't have a way to get more talent. I don't know if it's maybe better for other teams. I think it's the fact I didn't spend any time acquiring the Cuban players that were available. Maybe I deserve that. We're in a bit of trouble right now. I don't see a really obvious way out of this. I don't know when Gunboat is going to come back. And the playoffs are at the end of July. I don't think we're going to make it. We didn't have the depth. And we're 6.5 games back. What are our chances right now? We have an 84% chance of making the playoffs. Well, that's pretty good. All right, let's go through each game we lost. We won. We ended up tied, didn't we? No? Why is there one more game? How does that work? Why are we tied? We shouldn't be tied. Oh, we are tied. We both have 53-30 record. Okay. You know what? This has been a pretty short episode so far. Why don't we play the game out? Could be fun. Yeah, you can control the defense strategy. Wait, what? Where did my lineup go? Don't tell me this entire season I didn't paste in my lineup. I'm going to feel really stupid now if we miss the playoffs because I never pasted in a lineup. We're just going to have people randomly play positions. It'll be fine. There we go. All right. And we're actually going to play this in 3D mode because I think it looks pretty cool. .3D view. We have a really bad defensive team, but I don't know that anyone else has a much better one. Jelly Gardner, let's just have you pitch. Gumbo Thompson had a decent season. Boop. Good work, Jelly. Good work. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. Am I hitting or am I pitching? Who the hell was Jelly Gardner, and how did he catch the ball? I'm so confused right now. Oh, Gardner hit it. Okay, I got it. Pitch to Dixon. Oh, that one sounded bad. Oh, it was a line drive fly out. Okay. That's... Ooh, nice play, Warfield. A nice little sliding catch there. Oh, this is actually a pretty bad defensive team, too. I think we're actually all pretty bad at it. Why trust your Riggins? Swing to your heart's content. That's an out. Boop. Brown is first in strikeouts. That's not reassuring. And he grounded out. Alright. He's thrown how many pitches right now? 5. We're going to have you start taking some pitches, Jimmy. Oh, bullshit, that's a strike. Really, Ump? Alright. Alright, buddy, you can swing away now. Oh, that was hit very, very hard. It's a home run. Jimmy Lyons is the friggin' man. Not that Edgar Wesley is in any way an insufficient baseball player. Except right there. That was pretty bad. Holy shit, this is a good player. He's a power... Just pitch him straight, Gunboat. That was bad, but arguably couldn't be avoided. Why is Gunboat pitching anyway? He wasn't that good, was he? He was alright. Just gonna have you normally pitch. Oh, that's a good hit. Now, you should be upset, fans. I apologize. So, strategically, we have a couple options. 1, we can just pitch. 2, we can put him on. I don't like that idea. And Malarcher isn't all that great. Oh, he did hit .330 this season. Maybe I shouldn't be insulting him. Get her done, Gunboat. Oh, nice diving catch. That saved a run. Now our options become a lot more interesting. We could put him on to try to get that double play. Or we could just pitch and accept the fact he's not a very good hitter. I'd rather face him than Ash. Good job. Runners on second and third. We're almost out of it. Take him down, Gunboat. Bam! Oh, that was some hot shit right there. Well done, gentlemen. Well done. Oh, Fred Long is just terrible. He's not even very fast, is he? He's kind of fast. This was a learning season for you, Fred. And he drew a walk. Hey. How about that? So we've got a lot more strategic options now. He's a power hitter, so I'm not going to ask him to do hit and run. If he's a little better at contact, I might consider it. God damn it, Long. Seriously? And then we get caught by a diving stop by the shortstop. It was Eggleston that hit the homer? That doesn't sound right. Oh, that means all season he hit a home run. Oh, 1 home run, okay. Brown is having some control issues. Let's just take some pitches. I know it's not very sexy or exciting, but if we can burn him out, we'll have a little bit better chance. And it didn't happen. That was a bad inning, mostly because of Long. Friggin' Long. And Dave Brown, being a pitcher, of course, is a god-awful hitter. Pitch him. That was a lot scarier than it looked. He's got really good control today. I mean, that pitcher had no business swinging at that. That was way off the plate, but he did. All right, let's see if you can take down Jelly. Oh, snap. That was a blistering hit. Alright, now we're getting to the scary part of the lineup. Throw over to second. And he didn't move. I didn't expect he would. Nice work, catcher. Beautiful. Alright, now you can face him with confidence and, of course, walk him immediately. God damn it. I'm going to have you pitch to contact on Warfield. He's not a very good power hitter, and this might result in a double play. Oh, it was already 2 outs. That was dumb of me. Maybe not so dumb. Bunt for a hit. Aw, that almost worked. That would have been brilliant. Ooh, nice hitting. Right in the right spot, as Wee Willie Keeler said, you have to hit them where they ain't. And that was a long at-bat, too. That's what I like to see. I want you to obliterate this next pitch. We have very different definitions, Senor Lyons, of the word obliterate. This guy is so scary. Did you have him before? Did you get him as a free agent? You had him before. Damn, this is a scary player. That's some scary shit, dudes. I should have said pitch around. I regret this immediately. It's just a single. Okay. Alright, don't panic. Focus on bingo. I want you to pitch the contact on Malarcher. I know he's got a 300 batting average, but I'm hoping for a lazy fly ball will do the work nicely. I was actually hoping for a double play, as the kids call them these days. You've already thrown 70 pitches? Okay, I need to take a look at something. I need to see if 70 is that crazy, or... Okay, so pitching stats, game log... Okay, you've pretty consistently thrown over 100 pitches in every start, except for this one where I think you got hurt. Alright. But you may not be lasting much longer. That was like the most ridiculous steal of all time. Just get him out. There we go. Boy, if they had anyone apart from Torriente, this would be a scary team to face. Get him, Edgar. Oh, come on. Those are all right down the bloody middle. You suck. The fans have turned on you. I have turned on you. There we go. Past a diving shortstop. He's a decent base stealer, but he's not very fast, so we're just going to go ahead and just have you hit. Look like it was hit pretty good, but not good enough. Come on, Gunboat. Shoot him! I don't see anyone moving. That's either very good or very bad. It was very good in this case. No one throws very hard. Oh, that's a nasty change in speeds. Tacos, car rentals. Not taco rentals, though. That'll be kind of disgusting. Like, I want a taco, but I only want it for a little bit, then I'll give it back to you. I don't think a taco rental service has a very high success rate. Damn, that guy's fast. Holy shit. That wasn't remotely close. Oh, that's Jelly Gardner. He does have some pretty sick speed. Come on, Gunboat. No! Oh. Gunboat's getting lit up today. I'd really be happy if we could get another run. Oh, we hit him in the head. Good work. That's part of my plan all along. Bunt, gunboat, bunt. That was the worst bunt in human fucking history. You're not helping yourself, buddy. You are not helping yourself. Come on, guys. This is what determines if we get to make the World Series or not. Man, the Stars deserve nothing. Come on, gunboat. I like the little jump there. It's kind of like, eh. Alright. Hold the runners. Keep a very close eye on him, please. What was that crap? Holy shit. Wow. That was a hell of an arm, buddy. Good work. Pitch this MF for the contact. Damn. That was some fine defense, especially that arm. That was pretty sweet. Oh, I struck out Green. Come on, Green. I knew Jimmy Lyons wouldn't let me down. He's the man. Okay, we need a spark. Let's go for a hit and run. That was pretty terrible. That was like objectively just a bad decision. Go ahead and go for it, Jimmy. Damn it. Ah, well. You're getting pretty close to your limit there, gunboat. Although you just struck out Judy Gans, that helps. Take me out to the crowd. Okay, that's enough. It's not the worst idea to actually go ahead and get Cooper warmed up. Old ball. Game. Ooh, beautiful. That's at least a double. Good work, Fred. That's why I gave you a shot. Let's drive him in, Riggins. That was pretty bad. Wow, you intentionally walked him to get to Longwear, who is pretty terrible. Yeah, that was actually really smart. Don't you start. That's friggin' hard enough. That was a really good bunt. Not that you needed it, but that was a really good bunt. Toriente is such a scary hitter. And he's so clearly better than everyone else. I'm actually going to go ahead and pitch around him. A wild pitch is not what I meant. That's pitching around the catcher. Although I get that there's a difference there. Okay, good.
Strike three, you're out.
Oh, I should have pinch hit for Thompson. That was stupid of me. There goes Green getting on base. That's something. Damn it, Jimmy. Alright, we're going to bring in Andy Cooper. Yeah, I want the better pitcher to come in. Let's take down Bingo. That's not what I meant. Really not what I meant. God damn it. And now you gotta hold the runners. Oh my god. Really? This is when we're all gonna come unglued. We got runners on second and third. We have no choice. I have to put him on. We have to go for the double play. I'm going to tell you to pitch to contact. Oh! Oh my. That's what great managers do right there. That was really super scary at that point. That was really scary. Look at this. They're like, boop, boop. To try my win? Oh, no, they don't. Gunboat Thompson was decent. I mean, he scattered a lot of hits. Whew. All right, let's play the beginning of the playoffs. We made it to the playoffs. The round 1 title. That's not okay. I don't think I can change the name now, though. I'll have to do it in the off season. Oh, here we go. Just want to change the bloody name of it. Here we go. We're going to call it the Negro League World Series NLWS. There we go. Now I'm much happier. Oh yeah. Why do I have no pictures? Wait, what the shit? God damn it. It's the playoff roster. Yeah, let's go up until this day. And the game should automatically, like, obey. No, I have to do it all over again. Son of a... I'm going to go ahead and make Bill Holland the number 1 pitcher. No, I take it back. Actually, Gable was much better than Holland. Then Johnston, then McDonald. You're my stopper. And my closer. You're my middle reliever. And I'm actually going to make you long relief. Middle relief. You were really good during the regular season. But you're injured, and I'd rather have someone who's at their peak, if you will. Yeah, Eccleston, Smith, Wesley, Petway, Green, Longwear, Riggins, Lyons. Orville Riggins was actually not bad this season, so he can go there. Long was pretty terrible. He might get better, but he's not there yet. We're actually going to go ahead and let Hill start during the playoffs. And then Long will back up. Okay. And then Moore is our pinch runner. Long is our pinch hitter. That's fine. And then we need to address the lineup, of course. All right. Of the people presently on this franchise, who had the highest on-base percentage? Bill Riggins actually hit really well this season. I'm actually pleasantly surprised. Because the numbers don't make him look like he's that good a hitter, but he actually hit pretty well. We're going to go ahead and make Billy Boy here our leadoff guy for the playoffs. Green will hit second. Then Lyons, then Wesley. And then let's look at isolated slugging. Wesley, Lyons, and then Eggleston and Riggins again. We can actually hit like this. Well, we'll just hit like this, actually. This is actually not bad. Like this, maybe. There we go. Then I'll copy your lineup and paste it over here. You can paste a depth chart through. There we go. All right, now we have an actual lineup. I don't know why it erased our lineup, but that's fine. And we're going to sim this one game at a time, but I'm not going to play any of the games, I don't think. I wish I knew for sure what time I started recording. That's kind of unfortunate. Okay, let's play one day. We lost 5-3. Watch the highlights. For some reason, I can't see the box score, which is actually what I wanted to see. That was a nice double play. Oh, but on the wrong side. Leave. Why is there no box score? Is it not set to save the box scores? I don't think it is. Give me just a second here. It's under database? No. Standard profile, that's fine. Is that a global setting? Here you go, all leagues. And then generated for human teams, that's fine. That way we'll actually save the box scores so we can actually see them. Right. Finish today. Playoff coverage. See, now we have a box score. There we go. We won that time, so it's knotted up at 1 apiece. Pete Hill is eligible to come back. There's really no reason he can't because we don't have proper playoff roster rules. But we'll wait. Tied at 2. We win again. Take a 3-1 lead. Or 3-2 lead, sorry. All comes down to Bill Holland. Get him, Bill. I'll lose him for 2 weeks if it means a World Series crown. All right. And there we go. We won the Negro League World Series. Who's actually won it in history? Oh, you don't actually count it before this season. I see. I want the league history index. This is the league history. Okay. Well. Oh, I didn't know we had personnel. Whoopsie. That's awkward. That's really awkward. Oh, dear. Alright, let's get an assistant GM. We're not going to spend a lot of money on one. Here, Jason Marble. You're really good at development. That's what I really want from an assistant GM. Okay. Oh, that's right. They probably don't actually make money. Would Bo Thomas work for the team? He would. Let's sign him. Personnel. I need a new bench coach. Bench coach. Brett Doot has a hilarious name. This goes very far in my estimation of him. For some reason, Orville Riggins doesn't like him very much, but you know what? His name is Doot. Done. I mean, his name is Doot, people. It's Doot. Pitching coach. Oh, let's get Brent Foley. Personnel, and then finally a team trainer. Here I really don't want to skimp. I want the very best trainer I can get. Which is probably Scott Green. Or Bob Kepler, who has 4 legendaries. Let's go with Bob Caper. He's a keeper. Oh dear, I'm brilliant. Here we go. We actually had a really good year of hitting. I'd like to offer you an extension. There we go. Cool. Right. Wait a minute. Did someone retire? Yeah, someone did retire or leave. What happened? What happened? What happened to the freaking reserve clause? Okay, they need to do a much better job of explaining these things to me. Oh, I see. I just hit sign player and then he comes back. I do actually want Pete Hill back. Obviously, Jimmy Lyons. McDonald was kind of trashed here. We can bring back more. And Petway we can just let walk. Right. That's better. That's better. So the other thing about the reserve clause is the other player can't refuse to sign. Unless they offer an insulting offer and cut their offer by like a whole crap ton. Then in that case, things can happen sometimes. Alright, are there any interesting free agents? We really need a shortstop. We could sign Cristobal Toriente. And we can still get our upgraded shortstop. Yes, by all means, let's do it. Oh my god, you guys. Actually, Bill Riggins is just as good as Jesse Barber. I kind of feel silly for signing him now. We could use a better third baseman. Can Barber play third? Not really. Green can play third. We could shuffle some people around if we needed to. I'd also really like to get a new pitcher, but I'm pretty sure pitchers are going to be much harder to find. Okay, is Ben Taylor secretly... No, Ben Taylor is actually a really good right fielder that we just don't have room for. Dick Redding would be a good addition to the team. Let's grab him. Okay. So it looks like this is going to be very challenging for us to keep a competitive roster together. We do actually need a relief pitcher. Who can we get rid of right now to free up a roster? We have a lot of outfielders. Orville, I gotta let you go, Chief. No, before we get rid of Orville, because he's actually one of the only other center fielders we have. Eugene Moore is really fast, and that's about all we can say for him. Let's get rid of him so we can sign a relief pitcher. I could bring Gifford McDonald back. That's not going to happen. Sam Crawford, yeah. And then I'll take the worst pitcher I've currently got and transform him into a reliever, just so we've got that extra reliever in our back pocket. All right. I think we're pretty much at the end of this episode. So what we'll do is every episode will be a full season instead of just half seasons, because the season's not that long. We'll try to play at least 1 or 2 games that are... Oh, wait a minute. I did promise a barnstorming game, didn't I? Let's see who won our various awards. Actually, are there any other awards we can enable? No, there's no Silver Slugger. Well, there was no real Silver Slugger in the majors either. Let's see who won, like, all the different awards and stuff. That'll be kind of neat. Our best fielders, none of them play for the Detroit Stars, which is okay, fine. Really? Yeah, Jimmy Lyons. What was your award this season? 7? Wow. He was just a phenomenal player. And I signed the number 3 guy. Oh, I almost feel bad for Chicago. No, I don't. I don't feel bad at all. I am the greatest. There should be a Manager of the Year award too, isn't there? Yeah, there's a Manager Award of the Year. That's not disabled. So who won that? Do I not get to know? Right, let's go ahead and play up to the beginning of the preseason. So that's what we'll do each season, is we'll go ahead and we'll play the whole season, go through the off-season, get to the opening day, and then start. Food poisoning, what the hell did you eat? Really, you don't think that's important information for me to have? God damn it. History index, awards. Managers. Yeah, there's no award for that. That's really weird. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hopefully, as we progress through, the game will get a little bit more challenging. Because there's no reason not to sign the very best players, because you have pretty much infinite money. Oh, they bring in the minor league players. We don't draft them. Okay. I should have checked that when I started the league. That's kind of silly of me. And I don't think we get any extra players like this either. Maybe we do. I don't know. Let's see. Do we get any new players just out of nowhere? We did get a great deal of additional players. That's kind of neat. So this must be how we get all of our, like, minor league players, so to speak. Okay. And I don't think we can change this either. I don't think it's too late for us. I don't like that we can't trade. I mean, it makes sense because we're technically considered a minor league as far as the way this game works. Oh, there's the number of games per season right there, 113. You changed it again. Quit changing the damn name. It's the Negro League World Series. NLWS. Get it straight. Jerk. Right. Best career OPS is Edgar Wesley. That's pretty hot. Right. Let's advance to the preseason. We're just flying along here. I don't think we draft, do we? I didn't say anything about us drafting. Here's the preseason. I just want to double check and make sure there's no draft log. Yeah, okay, there is no draft. Okay. That's what I thought. Although the idea of a draft, I believe, actually began in the Negro Leagues. Which is kind of neat. Wow, a lot of these emails are just pointless. Do you think I'm actually worse this season? Wow. But that is it for this episode. Please let me know how you like the new series. As we get used to the game, we might try to do 2 seasons every episode. We'll see what happens. Definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, this has been Avindian. And I bid you good day.